Launching a startup is a long journey with many difficulties, but it gets easier with a friend, MyCTOfriend. Hi and welcome back to the CTO Tips, and we're gonna explain today which database format to use when it's about to build and grow your startup. So just get started with which kind of database format exists today. Let's draw a couple of things. You have three kinds of database format. The very first one are the SQL, which is simple query language. That's the most common used database format. The next one are the NoSQL format. And the last one is the cache or search format, which means that we're gonna enable your application to do very effective and fast research. Let's get to the first one. The first one, technologies that are well known are MySQL or MariaDB, or you also have some PostgreSQL, or you also have some Oracle or SQL Server. That's the most used technology when it's about to build a startup. And I highly recommend you to start with this kind of technology. Why? Because it enables you to also do some reporting. And if tomorrow you want to update all your database, or you want to make a report on how much you sell, or makes report with many ways, it's very easy in this kind of technology to create this kind of reports, and very fast. While it's about growing and building a huge startup, it might be better to focus on NoSQL. NoSQL gonna enable to your developer to go faster. They enable them to save data exactly like they manage them in their application. It's usually in a format which is called JSON. It's a specific format, whatever. But if you save the information in this format in a NoSQL database, it's more complex when it's about to update all the information of your database, or when it's about to create some report. Because if you want to create some report, you will need to use another tool to manage and to enable you to do some simple query language. So it's not very easy. And in that case, it's a very good thing if you want to build a large scale application. Let's talk about which kind of technology exists in NoSQL. We cannot talk about all the technology, but just a few one. The most well-known one is MongoDB. MongoDB is well known. There is also DynamoDB, which is the one from AWS, Amazon Web Services. You also have Google that have his own NoSQL database. Microsoft, I think IBM has his own NoSQL database as well. That's very interesting to see how we can manage very large amount. And it's also very great when we talk about clustering. Again, with a very large amount of data, it's better to use NoSQL database. And that's where we're going to lead to a cache or search database. Cache or search database are more focused on performance. How we can search with a large amount of data the exact things that we are looking for. Maybe with some spell proofing, not proofreading, but spell proofing the requests. That's something that is enabled with a cache or search engine. And I would like to highlight two engines here, which are Elasticsearch, which is the distributed search engine. It's enable you to build a research engine based on several servers and then manage a large amount of data. While you also have another smaller technology, which is great as well, which is called Redis. And Redis is all-in-RAM database, which means that it's very fast and enable your application to get information again very fast. So now, when it's about to build your startup, I highly recommend you first to focus on SQL technologies, which is usually MySQL or MariaDB, a classic one, very easy, very fast, and very easy to understand for all your developers. Then you can move to a NoSQL if you manage a large amount of data, but pay attention on NoSQL. You cannot really create easily some reporting. And if you need some very high performance on your application, you will require to go for a search or catch engine like Redis or Elasticsearch. So mixing different technology is totally possible. You can start from one and add some component depending on which kind of object you are searching for. Like if you manage an e-commerce, you can have your product in specific database while your user gonna be another database. It depends, and don't worry. There is always a technology, a solution to your problems. The focus that you do need to keep in mind is to be sure that you build a great product for your customers. So make and use the simplest technology as possible and the one that your developer or your technical provider already know, and don't go for something that he hasn't tested before. Okay, I hope it was helpful, and I'm looking forward to see you on MyCTOfriend.co, where you're going to find even more information, free video, content, blog posts on how to build a great tech startup and to make it grow. So see you there. Bye for now.